And we are live, Broncos country. Welcome into the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose, a new 50K subscriber, Moose. Welcome into the show today. Thank you so much for having me. A little bit different of a show today. It's going to be a lot longer for you because, notably, we do not have the studio space to go live an hour early this coming Sunday against the Raiders. We will be live for that game, but we will not get the extended hour that we usually get for our tailgate. So we're going to do a makeshift tailgate again on today's live show. I'll explain what all this is going to look like coming up here in just a second. But first, you guys made it possible. I got to give a round of applause to you guys. Every single loyal subscriber that has come in and joined us here at the channel has definitely earned a round of applause. 50,000 subscribers right now on the channel. I never thought it was possible when I first took over this job. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, now I want some more. Now I want that next big milestone, 75K. So a lot of time to go, but a round of applause to you guys. I can't do without your support. Thank you guys so much for everything you do, and thank you for helping us get to 50,000 subscribers. As I mentioned, it is an extended tailgate for Broncos versus Raiders. So here's some cool stuff. I've got deals upon deals upon deals today. We're not going to be live until after 3 o'clock for that Broncos-Raiders game. I know it's sad, but studio space is tight here at Chat Sports. It's unfortunate. So what I'm going to do is make sure that you get the very best deals. And little did I know that in my late evening hours, really quick, producer JD, I can hear myself like it's a little bit of an echo here. Is yours potted up or no? Testing. There we go. We're good. Little did I know that in the late evening hours of last night, I would get an email from a Broncos fan that watches the show religiously. He now wishes to remain anonymous. He does not want his name attached to this, but he sent me an email and he said, Moose, I want to donate $100 for gifts for Broncos country live on your show, and I want to do it anonymously. So whether that be a couple of gifts or one major gift. And I said, you know what? Let's go balls to the wall. Let's go absolutely ballistic. Let's give one major gift that costs well over the realm of possibilities that we thought we could get. And that, of course, is the one and only Champ Bailey. Ooh, a little laser autographed Champ Bailey signed jersey. We're going to give it away on Christmas. So we're going to do the Nick Bonito jersey raffle today, so make sure you stick around because that's going to be definitely given away at the very end of today's show. I've got a bunch of names that are already in. These are the deals for the Champ Bailey signed autograph jersey. 2 early raffle entries if you send in $5. And trust me, everybody that's already sent in a super chat, you'll get in on this. $10 get you 4 raffle entries. $20 get you 8. If you send in a $50 super chat, you're getting automatic entry into the raffle. And you got to stick around, like I said, for that Nick Bonito jersey duck race at the very end of today. Speaking of today's show, before we get into your super chats and start answering questions, a new tight end candidate has definitely emerged for the Denver Broncos, at least in my opinion, for this next season. Some injury news before the Raiders game. We got to talk about it, some good and bad news. And then, of course, a mailbag where you have to use hashtag Broncos or send in a super chat. Speaking of which, let's get it started off. $5 super chat from my guy, Dr. Checkmate. What up, brother? I have come to realize that I would rather win tightly contested games, with adversity, even self-inflicted, than a soft Patriots team without struggles. I love it. I absolutely love it. So guess what, my friend? I'm going to take over to my handy-dandy script, and I'm going to put your name, Dr. Checkmate, at the very top of this list. Why? You get 2 entries. Checkmate. I'm going to do it twice for you, Dr. Checkmate. You get in twice. Shout out to you. And remember, we're going to do an extended tailgate today. So we're going to do about 30 minutes of nonstop questions, nonstop super chats. You guys can get in your questions. We could just spitball here, talk about some holiday plans, talk about the Denver Broncos, and just kind of just go back and forth and hang out with each other before we get started with the show. But I will warn you that once today's live show ends, these deals will go away, and we're going to have some much more stringent rules for our Champ Bailey laser autographed jersey, the greatest cornerback in NFL history. If you want to support that and want to hang that in your mantle, in your man cave, wherever it is, you got to get in on these deals today. All right, let's go to our next super chat, that $10 super chat, Mr. Producer JD, from ASR. Shout out to him. I think Denver needs to send a message in this upcoming game against the poorly managed Raiders. Bang. Blowout, however, it is yet another win by a low margin. How confident can we be moving forward in the post? So I'm assuming what you're saying is if we only beat them by a few, what can we expect? Well, remember, it's a divisional game. It's in Las Vegas. I think the Broncos should handle this game fairly easy. The Broncos' offense has definitely gotten better over the last couple of weeks. I don't think it's that big of a competition. In the event that the Broncos win by one score, I don't think there's much that you can take from it unless the offense looks like it did for the first time that we played against the Raiders. So it's kind of a wait and see here, but I'm not worried about the Broncos in the postseason. I think with this defense, with Sean Payton's ever-growing confidence in Bo Nix, the additions that we're now making, Elijah Moore is now on the team, I think you're going to see a much newer and improved Denver Broncos team down the stretch of the postseason. Thank you, ASR. I'm going to put 4 in for you, my guy. 4 for ASR. I'm still getting that echo there, Producer JD. I don't know what the problem is there. Maybe it is my microphone thing? Were we? All right. Well, as long as they're not getting an echo, then we're fine. Michael Ronquillo. He's getting 2 as well. Michael Ronquillo. I love this guy. He's awesome. I have a feeling that Bo Nix is going to have a big game. I have a feeling too. And I'll tell you why. I think Bo has definitely had the playbook opened up for him. If you notice something different about when they played the Chiefs and when they played the Commanders versus every other game that they played outside of the Cowboys game, Bo Nix really got the opportunity to kind of extend plays down the field. They got him rolling outside of the pocket. They got him moving out with his legs, a couple of designed runs for Bo. It really looked like Sean was playing into Bo's strengths. And this is definitely a confidence game for Bo. It's the Raiders. They're the worst team in football. If Bo can't go out there and throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, I got news for you. That's a bad sign. Now, does that mean he has to go out and throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns? No. If he threw for 220 and 3 touchdowns, I'd be just as happy. But you need to see the execution from point A to point B at the end of the game from Bo Nix. And I think we've definitely seen that over the last couple of games. Speaking of a fan favorite of the show, thank you, Michael, we got a $20 super chat from our guy, James Lennons, with the new mindset of coaches and players. Doesn't 14-2, I think you mean 15-2 because there's 17 games played. Doesn't it sound very possible? It does. I said the Denver Broncos, my adjusted record for the Broncos was 14-3. I think over the next 5, the Broncos will lose 1 game. Do you know how hard it is to continue to win football games like this in the NFL? It's ridiculously hard for any team. I don't think the Patriots are going to go 15-2. I think there is a loss on this schedule, and I think it might come at the hands of the Green Bay Packers. I think we beat the Chiefs again. I think we can sweep the Chiefs. And I definitely think with the injuries to the Chargers offensive line, we can absolutely dominate them in Week 18. I'm not worried about the Jaguars. I'm not worried about the Raiders. I am slightly worried about that defense in Green Bay. However, if there was one team in the NFL that I think could go 15-2, it's Denver. Either way, appreciate you, James, for your $20 super chat. That's 8 for my guy, James, who, by the way, won the laser autographed John Elway jersey earlier this year. So James Lennons gets 8. I'm going to write these down right now. 3, 4, and let's get the last 4 in there for my guy James Lennons. Guys, this is our tailgate. Let's get it going. Let's have some fun. You know what I'm saying? Let's answer some questions. If you got questions, super chatting is the best way for me to answer them. But if you want to throw in a hashtag Broncos as well, that'll be good as well. And also, if you really want that Champ Bailey jersey, you got to get that super chat in because I got news for you. These deals don't last forever. And it's also Christmas season. See, James is already saying, I'm staking my claim for it. Listen, man, right now you're on top of the leaderboard. You got 8 raffle tickets. I mean, take a look at how beautiful this is. It's gorgeous. And this anonymous donor, I really wanted to put his name in, but he even said, he was like, can you please not send my name? And I was like, yeah, I'll respect the wishes. He did donate $100 to us before the show started, so we have $100 to play with. And I was like, let's go out and go strong for this. Laser autograph Champ Bailey. You know what, Kevin? I'm going to honor that super chat right there, and I'm going to make sure that you get in as well. That's one entry for you, Kevin. Shout out to you. Kevin, Broncos fan. Shout out to you, my guy. More Evan Ingram plays. Oh, dude, I'm going to bring up Evan Ingram on today's show. I really think that there's an opportunity that Evan Ingram has to just like completely rewrite the narrative of this this season, because so far it's been slow until the Washington Commanders game, and then he exploded. Hashtag Broncos from Thatcher. Would you rather have Anthony Hill from Texas or linebacker C.J. Allen from Georgia? C.J. Allen. I've watched a couple of them play. I think they're both really talented, but I'd rather go C.J. Allen. I think he's better in pass coverage. And that's what we kind of need, right? Like, we have the pressure players at linebacker. Dre Greenlaw is going to be a great pressure player. Alex Singleton is a great pressure player. But I want someone that can drop back and pass coverage. I want a Lavelle Bailey type. Speaking of which, I don't know why we don't elevate him. Kevin, more Evan Ingram plays. Yes. Yes. He played out of his mind. Out of his mind against the Washington Commanders. And he started slow. Remember, he dropped that ball in the flat. It was like a first down and 10 play. And Bo rolls left, throws out to Evan Ingram. It's at least 7 yards if he catches it, and then just drops it. Dr. Checkmate says, from what I've seen, Raiders report and Giants report, are the Las Vegas Raiders and the New York Giants currently the 2 worst teams in football? It's between them and the Titans. The Titans are really bad as well. I would go from first worst to least worst. I would go Titans, Raiders, then Giants. That's probably what I would have to say. Yes, he has, Michael. Yes, he has. You got to love a good Garrett Bowles story. That guy's a dog. Colorado Cold. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. He's a Alabama fan. High Tide. High Tide. Yeah, the Saints suck, too. Saints are awful. Oh, right now, it's definitely the Pats. Right now, it's definitely the Patriots. Dude, they are the most annoying fan base right now. The Broncos are frauds. The Broncos are frauds. No, they're freaking not, dude. You guys have played literally nobody except the Bills. Oh, what about the Buccaneers? The Buccaneers game that the Patriots played, they were missing Bucky Irving. They were missing Chris Godwin. They were missing Mike Evans. They're missing everybody. And like 3 offensive linemen. It counts as half a win. And they only won by like 4. So I'm not buying the Patriots stock right now. The only person on that team that I buy the stock in is Drake Maye. Falls coming in with a $20 super chat. Shout out to you, Falls. I believe Falls is ASR, so Falls would get 8. My guy, Falls. Yep, certainly. Shout out to you. Here comes ASR Falls. Champ was my favorite player back in the day. Absolute stud. Absolute stud. Got to jump on it. Bingo, bango. We need a running back. Why sign a slot receiver to the practice squad instead of a power runner? Avoid one-dimensional in the post. See, here's the thing. I agree with you that the Broncos need a power runner. I have been banging the drum for Jamal Williams all day long. However, I do understand from Sean Payton's perspective, if there's not a running back that they feel like can add to the strength of what the Denver Broncos do already from a run scheme perspective, then why go out and spend the money? Why give the carries to someone that's not going to come in and contribute? Elijah Moore is somebody that can contribute to what the Broncos are lacking, which is a true slot wide receiver. That doesn't mean the Broncos have not succeeded in that area, because Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims have definitely played out of the slot. Same with Evan Ingram. But they're missing that true identity of a slot wide receiver, a true slot. And that's what Elijah Moore is. So I actually applaud the move from Sean Payton, because he looks at it and goes, we have a need for a true slot. We're going to go out and get a need for a true slot. And if that means we, get a little bit more one-dimensional in the passing game, then so be it. We know that Sean likes to put the game in the hands of Bo Nix. So why not give him more weapons? I'm not upset with it at all. But I appreciate your $20 super chat. You got in 8 more times. Next one will come in from Kevin Broncos Vines. There he is. I need that Bailey or Benito jersey. Shout out to you, my guy. Shout out to you. Kevin Broncos. Yeah, man. Hey, look, I hope you get it. I hope everybody gets it. Only one person can get it, but I hope that everybody gets a Champ Bailey jersey in their Christmas stocking this year. We are very, very close to our $100 mark on our Thursday live stream. And like I told you, let's do some beer bongs. How about this? I'll make a deal with you. The next $20 super chat that comes in, I'll rip a beer bong. I'll have our producer JD run to the kitchen real quick. He'll slip in a nice little beer bonga, and we'll drink a little bit. It's Thursday. Today's my Friday. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I mean, on the East Coast, it's over 5 o'clock. Hell, it's 5 o'clock and 2 minutes for us here in the Central Time. So I'll rip a beer bong in the next $20 super chat that comes in, and I'll tell you what. If you send a 20 and you want to make me drink, that's a little extra incentive for you. Instead, my Lanta. Well, there's the beer bong. But it's not a 20. It's a DB4L Colorado Cold. Bang! Let's go! Let's go, brother! Thank you, brother. That's what's up, man. Colorado Cold. That's automatic entry. So Colorado Cold, all of your raffle tickets go away. Now, Colorado Cold. Oh, no, he didn't even send any yet. So he's automatically entered. So here's what I'm going to do. If you're going to take a look here, Mr. Producer, at the top of that doc, what I'm going to do every time there's an automatic entry, I'm going to highlight them in green. So Colorado Cold gets in automatically. And he is a green guy. Automatic entry. He's the first one in. That's what's up. Shout out to him, man. That's what's up. Appreciate you, brother. All right. If you want to rip here, check your Slack real quick. I'm about to message you where you can find all that stuff. All right. Do you know where to find the beer bongas? Okay, cool. If you just fill that up, I'll rip it right here on camera. Appreciate you guys. And shout out to Colorado Cold. Let's get those colds going in the chat right now. Get those colds going in the chat right now. Thank you, Junior. I appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate you. Get the colds going in the chat, guys. Let's go. Dude, I want you guys to know something. Every single year, this is cool stuff. Every single year, Chat Sports sends about 6 people to the Super Bowl to cover either A, the team that's in the Super Bowl, because we have, I'm pretty sure we're at 28 teams out of 32 now here at Chat Sports. I want to say we're at 28. So there's a good likelihood that we're representing Chat Sports at the Super Bowl. When we go there, I hope that I get to go to California, to San Francisco, and rep the Denver Broncos on Media Row, on Radio Row, and just kind of like get some players to come in and do some interviews. Maybe I'll talk to one of the coaches. Hopefully I can get Davis Webb on. I think that'd be great. But no, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm praying the Denver Broncos make it to the Super Bowl. Not just because I'm a fan and I want to see my team win, but for the experience of, like, it's on my bucket list to go to a Super Bowl. I've never been there. But I could definitely be, like, in that atmosphere. Oh, it would be unbelievable. Yeah, baby. All right. Oh, dude, it's full. Producer JD's trying to get me drunk, man. All right, here we go. Is it Happy Dad? Yeah, it's a Happy Dad. Let's smell it. Let me see what flavor. Flavor is grape? You put grape in there. Ugh. I was hoping it was pineapple. All right, here we go. 3, 2. Why'd you fill this up so high? 1. Ooh. Oh. Give me a minute. Blame JD for that. Oh, my God. Made my eyes water. It's Friday. Screw it. Well, it's my Friday. $2 super chat from Michael. What would it take to get Jettas in 2026? Well, think about this. Sauce Gardner got 2 first-round picks. Jettas would get 2 first-rounders, a third-rounder, a fourth-rounder. I'd say 4 picks. It's got to be 4 picks. Got to be. Yeah. 2 first-rounders, a third, and a fourth, I think, is what Jettas would fetch. If Sauce Gardner gets 2 first-rounders, dude, Jettas is definitely going to get way more than that. I don't know that I want Justin Jefferson, though. It's a lot of capital. I mean, think about this. If you go for Jettas, you're essentially forfeiting your next 2 first-round picks. 2026 gone, 2027 gone. But he is one hell of a wide receiver. I mean, you would be automatically a Super Bowl favorite for the next 3 years if you had Justin Jefferson on this team. There's no doubt. I mean, it literally gives me chills to think about because there's no way it happens, in my opinion. I mean, there's always a way, but, like, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm more interested in going after, like, could we get Mike Evans? Mike Evans is a free agent. He signed Mike Evans to a 2-year deal worth, I don't know if you pay him 40. What do you guys think? 2 years, $32 million, $16 million a year for Evans? I would. George Pickens, but I feel like Dallas is going to franchise tag him. He's another free agent. Christian Kirk is a free agent. There's a lot of, there's a couple of high-end guys in the free agency class at wide receiver. Tight end, I don't think there's anybody that's actually worth it. Dallas Goedert, but he's kind of old. Isaiah Likely, who we're going to talk about in this episode, or this live stream here coming up in just a minute. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I would love Jettas, though. I really would. All right, here's what we're going to do. Mr. Producer, can you put a countdown clock on me for 10 minutes? We're going to start the show in 10 minutes. So if anybody wants to get their super chats in and get their early raffle entries, we're going to give them a 10-minute clock as soon as it starts. Do you know where the countdown box is? Cool. By the way, we have a new producer on the ones and twos. His name is JD. He's an absolute stud. Brand new to Chat Sports. How long have you been working here? 3 weeks? Almost a month? Officially a month yesterday. Let's go. So he's only been here a month. He's brand new. He might be working with us a little bit more full-time, but we're not entirely sure yet. We're still working out the schedules. So we're going to figure out here in just a little bit. But He does an excellent job. So let's give a little bit of grace to him today. It's only his second live show all time here at Chat Sports, but he is definitely doing a good job. Broncos for the win. That's 4. 4 for Broncos for the win. Let's get that highlighter off. For the win. Broncos for the win. Yes, once you push it starts. So 10 minutes starts now. All right, this is it. Oh, it's Jack. No, it's not Jack. Oh, that was from last week. Yeah, we're good. I was like, oh, that's weird. There he is. Broncos for the win. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Appreciate it. You got 4 entries in for the Champ Bailey laser autographed jersey. So in 9 minutes, we're going to start the show. And I'm not entirely sure I want to keep all these deals up for that long. So make sure you get in your supers if you want. What's the injury? Let's take a look. I just saw that. Hold on. I mean, Max Crosby's on the injury report as well, but I talked to Mitch today, the Raiders report host, and he said that he's going to play. So doesn't necessarily mean everything. Let's take a look. Ooh. I think he might just be sitting out. I mean, Pat Bryant was also limited today. Just because they're limited doesn't mean that they're not playing. Now, the one guy that is not most likely going to play is DJ Jones. He didn't practice yesterday, and he didn't practice today. So that's something to keep an eye on. But Jonah Ellis is coming back. He practiced in full. So we got Jonah Ellis coming back as a rotational back, a rotational edge, I should say, and a special teamer, which is huge. Alper is not producing, Michelle. Good to see you. Michelle's a Patriots fan. Boo her. Boo her. Also, Junior, shout out to you. You're getting in on it. Let's talk about the Patriots for a minute, guys, before we start the show. Let's talk about the Patriots, shall we? The fraudulent Patriots. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Tisk, tisk, tisk. If I hear one more time that the Denver Broncos are frauds and the New England Patriots fans are the ones saying it, I'm going to flip my lid. Why? Because they have not played a single good team outside of the Buffalo Bills. That's it. Just the Buffalo Bills. Nobody else. There's Michelle. Boo the Patriots. F-N-E. F-N-E. Boo the Patriots. Oh, Eli Stowers, Michael. I want Stowers. I think it's Stowers. He's unbelievable. No, it's Stowers. It's Stowers. It's like Towers, but with an S. Michelle said, you're lucky I'm subbed. Hey, it's friendly competition, but boo the Pats. F-N-E. It's Broncos country all day. Alper is not producing. I would not allow him today. Actually, he's producing Seahawks. Producing Seahawks. Michelle's a real one, though. She shows up for every Patriots Today live. I was producing Patriots Live yesterday. Couldn't believe it, but she shows up every single week for Alper. And listen, I'm not saying the Patriots are a bad team. They're a very good team. They've got a very good quarterback. Drake, the schedule Maye, is a good quarterback. However, you cannot sit there in the same breath with your record, with your schedule, and call the Broncos frauds. It just doesn't make any sense. I think Zach Allen's going to be fine. Michael. Oh, by the way, who was Henry? Oh, that was Junior. Yeah. They're showing up different names on my end, so it's weird. Michael, who do you want most in the 2026 draft? Eli Stowers. tight end from Vanderbilt. Unbelievable. Dude's a stud. He can block. He can go out in routes. I just don't know that he's going to be available for Denver that late. Because the Broncos right now pick 30th. So we're not picking to the very end of the first round. It's just like, 5 minutes to get in your last-minute supers before we start the show. By the way, if you want to bring up that list 3 and show them what's on today's show, we'll talk a little bit about it while people get in their last-minute soups. Young Feege. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. You just got, no. Yeah, there you go. And make sure you put a little lower third up. You got to get a lower third down there. I'm floating. Floating. There we go. Young Feege, appreciate the $10 super chat. We'll put that up here in just a second. New tight end candidate emerging. It's not Eli Stowers. His name is Isiah Likely. Some injury news before the Raiders game. That's the one we're going to start with. And then, of course, the mailbag. Use hashtag Broncos or send in your super chat. Feege coming in with the $10 super. Moose, I watched your Caleb Banks video, and I totally agree with you. As a Florida fan, he is a run stuffer. Also, look into Tyreek Sapp. Look at his film. I will do that. I have not heard of him, but watching Caleb Banks play, who, by the way, Dane Brugler said the Broncos were going to take in the first round. He came out with his very first mock draft, and he had the Broncos selecting Caleb Banks. Caleb Banks is like 6'6". The dude is huge. He's like 6'6", 325. The guy's an absolute behemoth of a human being, and he's a run stuffer through and through. I do see him as a John Franklin Myers replacement. He's a player that needs to develop a little bit more of his pass rush, but once he does, man, he could be one of the best players in the NFL. There's no doubt about it. So, Young Feege, you're going to get 4, my friend. Appreciate your $10 super. Young Feege. And remember, we're doing the Nick Bonito jersey giveaway at the very end of today's stream. So stick around. It's going to be the duck race for that. Oh, yeah, Kevin Broncos. Kevin Broncos. Kevin Broncos. Shout out Kevin Broncos. And then who else? Another one from Junior. Junior. Gets 2 more for Junior. If you want a Champ Bailey jersey that's autographed, got to get in on it. Last 2 minutes before we start the show. Trade and get Brock Bowers. God, I could only imagine. They would never trade Brock Bowers in division. But, man, would it just be sweet. Thank you, Runaround. I appreciate it. By the way, if you're new to the channel, we just hit 50,000 subscribers. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button today. Falls again! Let's go! Dude, Falls is on one today. I freaking love it, man. I absolutely love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Falls. There you go, Falls. 8 more times. That's super. I appreciate that, man. I really do. I want to come to Denver so badly. The last time I was in Denver, I had a layover. And I was there for about 2 hours, and I thought about sending out a quick little message on our community, like a little community post, and being like, hey, is anybody in the Denver area? I'm thinking about maybe catching an Uber for the next 2 hours, and maybe we can meet up and have a drink. And then my wife was like, no, I don't want to do that. And I was like, okay, that's fine. No worries. But here's the thing. If the Broncos win the Super Bowl, I will 100% be in Denver for the parade. I can bet your bottom dollar. You could bet on it. I will be there for the parade. I am buying my ticket. I am flying out there, and we are going to party hard. If the Broncos win it, I am going for the parade. I hope it's as good and if not better than the Nuggets one when Jokic was The Joker. God, he's good at basketball too. Bojo's Pizza, says Dr. Checkmate. Noted. 30 seconds. Put up that $20 super chat from Falls. And then we'll start the show here after we answer Junior's. Well, he didn't say anything. He just sent in 5. But appreciate it, Junior. There it is. Let's go Broncos. Enjoy your content, my guy. Thank you, my friend. I share your videos with my colleagues that are also Broncos fans. I can't tell you how much your support means to me, guys. It really does. You guys are what make my job fun. And I'm not trying to get corny. I'm not trying to get sappy. Like, the reason I continue to come in every single day is because you guys are awesome fans. This fan base is electric. I love the Denver Broncos. I love this team. I cannot wait to see what my future holds with this channel, with this franchise. My dream job, believe it or not, is to work for the Denver Broncos. Just throwing that out there. Yeah. Junior coming in with the $5 super chat. Junior gets 2 more. And then after these next 2, we're going to start the show. So Junior gets 2 more. Cool. And then Young Feej gets 2 more. Shout out to you, Young Feej. Young Feej. Oh, yeah, and then Kevin. You got to get the FNEs. Boo! Boo, Patriots fans. You got to love the FNEs and you got to love the FKCs. Young Feej, if you were coaching a defense, what would your message be after almost losing to the Commanders? My message would be we didn't have our best game, but could you imagine what it's going to look like when we put together an unbelievable offensive performance and an unbelievable defensive performance together? The only game that the Broncos have done that, by the way, all season long, is against the Dallas Cowboys, where we put together an unbelievable defensive game and an unbelievable offensive game. And look, we routed them. They're the number 1 offense in the NFL, statistically speaking. That's not an opinion. That's just a fact. They're the number 1 rated offense in the NFL, and we slaughtered them. Granted, that was before Quinnen Williams. That was before they got a little bit better on defense. However, we still slaughtered the number 1 offense in the NFL. You can't convince me that when both sides of the football are playing at their best, the Denver Broncos are the best team in the NFL, and it's not even close. Buck! I'll put Buck on there as well. OMG, Moose, I got a Chief and Raiders band that I work with at my job, so it's kind of fun picking on them for once. Tell them I said, because Broncos country, we own the West now. It's our division, it's our conference, it's our time. So let them know I told you, or let them know I said that. Buck, you get 2. Buck gets 2. All right, I think we're in a good spot here to start the show. What do you say, my friend? All right. First things first, we're going to talk about some injury news surrounding the Denver Broncos going into the Raiders game. Some of it good, some of it bad. It's just the way the kind of cookie crumbles. But we're also going to talk a little bit about Evan Ingram on the back half. Ooh, do me a quick favor. You got to get this off screen first because it will push that. So do me here, yeah. Pull me up with the preview. Perfect. Yep, just send it. Cool. Now, previews ties, and then we'll just roll with this, what it looks like. There's no reason that we can't roll with that, all right? Cool. All right, you guys ready? Let's get it going. Do me a favor real quick. If you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up icon before we start, and let's talk about some injury news surrounding the Denver Broncos going into Raiders week. It's Raiders week, Broncos country, and that means it's time to give you guys some injury updates surrounding the Denver Broncos. At the time of this recording, we literally just got word that Zach Allen and Pat Bryant were both limited in practice today, Thursday, so we're going to keep an eye on that as well. Although being limited doesn't mean you're not going to play. It could just mean rest. You have to designate them as limited, though, if they even took less than one snap than they usually do. So it's just a whole another thing. But the main focus of today's show is going to be DJ Jones, it's going to be Jonah Ellis, and it's going to be Evan Ingram. Is he getting better? We'll talk about it. Like I told you, though, welcome into the show. My name is Moose, Broncos Breakdown host. 50K subscribers most recently hit, and this is the most exciting time of the year if you're a Broncos fan. Hell, if you're a football fan, this is the most exciting time. You got 5 games left. 5. And these are some really tough games coming up for the Denver Broncos. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And then, of course, it's all about playoffs. So out the window goes how you win. That narrative of like, well, the win didn't look great. In the playoffs, none of that shit matters. Get the W, move on, win the Super Bowl. Now let's start with DJ Jones. True nose tackle for the Denver Broncos. I love this player. I love this guy. He is absolutely what embodies to be a Denver Bronco. But what I will say is after that whole Washington Commanders game, it kind of felt like there was a little bit of a hold your breath moment, right? Because we didn't know exactly what the injury entailed. Well, as of right now, we know that he didn't practice yesterday and he didn't practice today. So it's kind of reasonably assumed that he's not going to play against the Raiders. Am I worried about that? Not necessarily. I need him back for the playoffs. So a Week 14 matchup against the lowly Raiders, I'm not going to be too concerned about. Cody Rourke was the first one to tell us that he missed Wednesday's practice. Did come out a little bit later today that he missed Thursday's practice. But when it comes to DJ Jones's game, he is absolutely what has caused the Denver Broncos to be outstanding against the run. And you know what you can do there, Producer JD? Instead of pushing that across, you could just put that up there for me so that I can read off some of the stats, and then you could bring me full screen if you so choose to do. He's got 23 tackles, 3 for loss. Nope, we don't push that across. Timeout. Sorry. Quick pause. All right, we don't push that across. You're just going to bring it up on the preview side. So no. So what? Bring me full screen real quick. Okay. Now load up on the preview side. And just like take me off. There you go. And just leave it there because I'll read off some of the stats. You're going to keep me full screen. And then we're going to go from there. We're going to go into the next graphic. So what's the next part of the script? Appreciate you guys. Sorry, this is just a little behind-the-scenes stuff. Player card L3. Okay. So the player card L3 is next. So that's going to be the one you load up when we're done reading off some of the stats. All right. So when I start rambling again, or not rambling, but you know what I mean, breaking it down, then you're going to go to player card. Okay. All right. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to... Where do we stop there? Oh, when it comes to his game. All right. I'm going to just start over from that point. So when it comes to DJ Jones's game, he is the true nose tackle run stopper for the Denver Broncos. In fact, he is what has been contributing to one of the best parts about the Denver Broncos run stopping, which, believe it or not, ranks in the top 10 right now in the NFL. It's actually one of the areas that I think they could get a little bit better at, but they're still really good at it. And DJ Jones so far this year, 23 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. Nope, we don't push it. All right. If the graphic doesn't look, yeah. Okay. All right, we're going to start over one more time, guys. Sorry about this. If the graphic doesn't look right and it's still part of the show, we're just going to read off of it from I'm going to read from the preview, and then you're going to load up the next one, which is the player card. All right? Cool. All right. All right, here we go. When it comes to DJ Jones's game, he is one of the biggest reasons that the Denver Broncos are so good against the run. They rank top 10 currently in the NFL against the run. But him specifically with his statistics, 23 tackles, 3 for loss, 2 sacks, 13 pressures with a PFF grade of 66.8. Now, remember, PFF's not the Bible, so we don't have to look at that like, the holy grail of statistics. But it does give you a good representation about how good this guy is. And he really is that big-bodied space eater on the Broncos' defensive line, which, by the way, I remember I told you was top 10, currently 31% in run-stop win rate, according to ESPN, in 2025. That's 8th in the NFL. That's really good. And you're going to have to lean upon that in the playoffs because, A, you're going to be playing a lot of high-powered offenses. B, the weather's getting worse, so you're not going to be throwing the ball nearly as much. And C, a good run game is complementing a good pass game. So teams are always going to be trying to run the ball a little bit more frequently. Now, if the event comes where DJ Jones is not back for multiple weeks, doesn't look like they're going to place him on IR, so I'm not worried about it. Some replacements for him. You got Malcolm Roach, Savion Jones, the rookie. I'd love to see what he's got, and Ioma Uwazurike. All three of these guys, specifically with Malcolm Roach, I'm not worried about because they can do their own. They can hold their own there, but it would be nice to have all of your defensive run stoppers available down the stretch of the 2025 season. So I'm going to ask you more of a well-rounded question here rather than specifically about the defensive line. What units are you most concerned about with when it comes to the Denver Broncos? So if I had to pick a unit right now, like running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, etc., what would yours be? And believe it or not, I actually said mine. Running backs. I think the Broncos' power running game right now is a little bit iffy. They need to really figure out what that part of their game is going to look like down the stretch of this season. But when I say I'm concerned about it, the Broncos are really, really good. So is it more of a minor tweak thing? Yes, obviously. Either way, let me know in the comment section down below, or if you're watching during the live show, in the live chat. Now let's move on to some more positive news because DJ Jones, like I said, most likely not going to play. Jonah Elliss is looking like he's going to play. And coming up right after I tell you about our friends over at Brunt, I'm going to tell you why Jonah Elliss is such an integral part of this Denver Broncos edge rotation and special teams formation. But like I told you before that, we got to give a major shout out to our friends over at Brunt. Listen, I wear my Brunt work boots all the time when I'm working out in the yard. I specifically bought the Marin design, and let me tell you, the break-in period, almost non-existent. My friends, I personally love Brunt, and I know that you will too. But Brunt isn't just about work boots. They offer a high range of full performance gear built for tough job sites, from heavy-duty work pants to weather-resistant jackets. Brunt designs durable, reliable workwear to keep you protected and productive in any condition. Choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort or durability. If they felt good, they didn't last. And if they lasted, they completely wrecked your feet. With temperatures dropping and the holidays coming up, it is time to treat yourself or the hardworking man in your life to real comfort. Skip the throwaway gifts and get him something built to last. Brunt Workwear. Our listeners get $10 off their entire order with code CHAT at checkout. That's bruntworkwear.com and use code CHAT at checkout. Order today and let them know, hey, Moose from Broncos Breakdown sent me, and they will say, very cool. Is that hairy guy? And you're going to say, absolutely. One more time, bruntworkwear.com. Use code CHAT, C-H-A-T, and get your order in today. So Jonah Elliss practiced in full yesterday, and it looks like he practiced in full today as well. Very good signs here. And I have been clamoring for Jonah Elliss to get back onto the field because he is such a high-performance player. And look, when it comes to his statistics, you're not going to be blown away this year because he just hasn't been on the field. He's only got 14 tackles. He's got 3 tackles for loss, only 1 sack, 2 quarterback hits. But here's the interesting thing. His special teams grade is 70.5. That's one of the highest on the Denver Broncos. So what he's lacking in being on the field, literally, and getting to the quarterback, he's making up for in his ability to do it on special teams. He is a ridiculous special teams player. So I'm not worried about him because he is coming back, and I can't wait to see what his future looks like because it is very bright. At the very beginning of this season, I had said that Jonah Elliss was going to be one of the players, one of 3 Denver Broncos, believe it or not, to actually what was the word I used? Get 10 sacks. So I said it was going to be Benito, it was going to be Cooper, and it was going to be Jonah Ellis. All three of them were going to have 10-plus sacks. Obviously, the only one that looks like right now that's going to do it is Nick Benito for sure. Jonathan Cooper has an opportunity to do it, and most likely, unless he goes on the most ridiculous tear I've ever seen, Jonah Ellis is not going to do it. But still, I've seen a lot of great stuff from every single edge that we have. Nick Benito, Cooper, Ellis has shown greatness. Hell, Dondre Tillman and Q Robinson look like ballers as well. I've been so surprised at Q Robinson. I don't know why he doesn't play more. The dude's been absolutely insane, specifically on special teams, but also when he gets in as a rotational player, he's had some really big hits. So I'm really excited to see where this Broncos edge room looks like. Specifically, Nick Benito and Jonathan Cooper are locked up. But with the younger players finding a little bit more of a role, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Quick little TV timeout here. All Denver Broncos news, by the way, is covered by yours truly right here on the channel. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button today, lock us in, hit that bell notification, and select the all option. Never miss a time that we go live. Let's round out our episode today about those news before the Raiders game with some Evan Ingram talk. Evan Ingram, dog. At least he was last game. I think he's definitely had a kind of a slow start here in Mile High. Now, granted, a lot of that had to do with the fact that those injuries played a part in it, right? His back, his calf, all of it kind of just, playing a part in just a little bit less productivity than we're looking for. And the stats kind of back up what I'm talking about. He's got 38 receptions for 339 yards, 1 touchdown, averaging just about 9. The average is not the problem. 9 yards per reception is not an issue. It's the lack of finding the end zone. I thought Evan Ingram was going to be a lot bigger of a red zone target than he has been. However, that's not to shit on Evan Ingram because against the Commanders, the dude was a freaking baller. 6 receptions, 79 yards, 13.2 per catch, and a 41-yard play in overtime. Drag route over the middle of the field. Gets down in the red zone, leads to an R.J. Harvey scamper into the end zone. It was finally the first time that I was like, there's the Evan Ingram we wanted to see. There's the guy. So hopefully he builds off of that momentum. And there's been games where he's played well. The Eagles game, he played really well. But it's been few and far between. He had the Eagles game, and then it was a lot of quiet. And then he played really well against the Commanders. So I'm hoping we don't see that quiet part again. I'm hoping we build off of that. And believe it or not, we've got some favorable teams that suck at covering the tight end. In the next 5 games, the Denver Broncos, their 5 opponents, currently ranked 15th, 18th, 2nd, 29th, and 21st in covering the tight end. That's yards per reception, by the way. The only team that's really good at covering the tight end is the Packers. And like I told you, that Packers defense is formidable. They're scary. They're really, really good this year. But the Raiders 15th, that's kind of mid. Jaguars at 18th. The Chiefs suck at it. They're one of the worst in the NFL. And the Chargers, 21st. Gettable games here for the Denver Broncos and for Evan Ingram. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got down the stretch of the season. He has an opportunity now to kind of rewrite the narrative that he's kind of been sloppy. Not sloppy. That's not the right word. What's the right word I'm looking for? Slow this year. And not literally slow. Like the production is slow. It's just not where we thought it would be. But if he can end the season with 50-plus receptions, over 500 yards, a couple more touchdowns, I think we'll be just fine going into next season. And maybe, just maybe, if next year goes well, there might be another contract extension. However, if you're sticking around on the live show, coming up in our next episode, we're going to talk about another tight end target that I think would fit perfectly on the Denver Broncos. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. A reminder to like the video, subscribe to the channel. As always, Broncos country, a mile high salute to you. Be cool. Okay, let's... I didn't mean to get upset. I'm sorry. I apologize. No, it's okay. It's so in the future, when that happens, the second time, that was perfect. Just leave it up so I can read as a reference point because we still want to talk about it, but we don't want to push something across that looks like. You know what I'm saying? So, no, that's fine. No, that's fine. No problem. No worries. No worries, my friend. I know I'm live. It's a live show. I know we're live. We did get one more from our guy, Junior. Junior. Junior, you're going to get one more in there, my friend. Junior gets 2. Actually, it's 2. Appreciate it. Shout out to you, Junior. I know I'm live. Guys, it's a live show. I know we're live. What's up, brother? Good to see you. I don't know why everybody's saying you're still live, man. Like, I know we have 2 more segments. All righty here. Let's take a look. All righty. If you want to get in on the Champ Bailey. All right, now you guys are just now. Karan is just he's trolling. I love it. By the way, you're still live. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I didn't know that. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. We do this every week, guys. I don't know why we're. All right, good stuff. It's funny. I enjoy it. It's good stuff. All right, let's talk about Isiah Likely real quick. By the way, if you do want to get in on the signed Champ Bailey jersey, if you send in a $5 super chat, you got 2 raffle entries. 10 gets you 4, 20 gets you 8, and 50 gets you an automatic entry into it. We only have 1 automatic entry. Colorado Cold is the only guy that is automatically in. It's F with Moose Day. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Isn't it sweet? I guess so. Oh, I got you. No, I was talking to my producer. He's new. I wasn't trying to be mad at him. It was just like in the moment. It's good you're new. We all make mistakes. I still make mistakes on the daily. I make mistakes on the daily. Can RJ be RB1 next year? Yes, technically, yes, he can. I really want to re-sign J.K. Dobbins, man. No, you're good. Pops. Big old Pops. What about $100 super chat, Moose? Oh, my God. What would I do for $100 super chat? I don't know. I don't know what I'd do today. I'd go absolutely ballistic, but maybe I'd dress. If you send in us a $100 super chat right now, I'd dress up as Santa for our Chiefs game on Christmas. I would dress up as Santa. I'd put on a Santa suit. If you send in a $100 super chat right now, I would do it. I'll dress as a ho, ho, ho. A Merry Broncos miss. All righty. We're going to talk about another tight end target. We got some major NFL news yesterday surrounding another person's contract, which spells bad news for his backup tight end, which is actually, I believe, the better tight end, and Isiah Likely. So we're going to talk about him. You being fat? Oh, dude, I would put on the whole thing. I would do the whole thing. Stretch out the gut. For sure. David Knight, if you use hashtag Broncos, we can put that in our mailbag. Use hashtag Broncos with the same question. All right, you ready, my friend? I don't know, Cookies, that they got hurt. I think it might have, maybe they did get banged up a little bit, but it could just be precautionary. Yeah, that's fine. That looks good. What's wrong with that? Oh, no, yeah, no, you're good. I was going to say, it looked perfect. All right, put up, what's the first one on that one? Yes, do that, please. All right, let's do this. Yeah, exactly, Cookies. Exactly. Like, I'm not saying that he didn't get injured or like banged up a little bit, but I'm saying that in the event that they just want to be precautionary with him, they just say, hey, look, we're going to give you, you're going to practice. He didn't even not practice. He was limited. So he practiced and he was just kind of like, all right, we're going to go through a couple of things. And then you push him off and you say, all right, just rest. I also want everybody to know that, like, the NFL labels it like this. If you take one snap less than what you're supposed to, you have to label it as a limited practice. All right, you ready to rock? Hold on. That's not what I read. Let me check. Let me check. That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. I want to check here real quick. Mm-hmm. Let's go to Zach. Did he change it? How come I have not seen... Get out of here, Alper. FNE. Boo, Alper. Boo, Alper.
Run!
Get out of here. Get out of here.
I cannot wait to see you guys lose to the Raiders.
You are out of your mind if you think we're losing to the Raiders. That was Mitch. All right, well, maybe I was wrong.
There's Adam. Go Pats. We got Patriots fans in the chat.
Max Crosby didn't practice today either. I guess he likes Kentucky. Oh, well. All right, let's do this. Let's get into our second cut. Yeah. Let's do it. Yep. This recent NFL news could spell something for the Denver Broncos this upcoming offseason. I realize that's a long way away. However, I think it would be not me doing my job. It would be a disservice to you if I didn't at least talk about Isiah Likely to the Denver Broncos and what that could look like, because Mark Andrews reached an agreement with the Baltimore Ravens for a 3-year, $39.3 million guaranteed deal. $26 million guaranteed. And I don't even think he's the better tight end. Welcome in, Broncos country, to the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose. Could a new tight end candidate emerge for the Denver Broncos? I think this is a very interesting thing that we need to talk about, because one of the areas that I think the Denver Broncos are lacking in is two really good tight ends. That doesn't mean you need two number ones, but Evan Ingram right now is off to a little bit of a slower start than we originally thought. If you had Evan Ingram and Isiah Likely, completely different conversation. So, let's talk about it. But before we do that, if you are ready for playoff coverage, you got to do me a huge favor. You got to hit that subscribe button, and you got to turn those notifications on to all. Why? Because every time we post a video, every time we go live, for every single Broncos playoff game, every single Broncos news, rumors, anything related to the Denver Broncos, you're going to get a notification. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on to all. Let's talk about Isaiah Likely really quick as I itch my nose. I'm not picking it, I swear. Isaiah Likely this year doesn't have that great of a stats. You might be looking at this going, why on earth would the Broncos sign this guy? Well, he's been injured. He got injured in July. Body hasn't quite healed the right way. Just hasn't been that big of a force. I was talking to our Ravens host, Joey Peterson, and I said, are the Ravens giving up on him? And he goes, kind of, but the fans really love him still. And what you saw from him last year was sensational. This guy has legitimate tight end 1 potential as a tight end 2. He's probably one of the best tight end 2s in the entire NFL. But here's what CBS Sports said about what this means for Isaiah Likely after Mark Andrews signed his extension. Andrews was in the final year of his prior deal with the franchise and was set to hit free agency this spring. The extension prevents that and secures his long-term future with the organization. However, this extension does send a cloud of uncertainty over the future of fellow tight end Isaiah Likely, who is also in the final year of his deal. Before this Andrews extension, it was logical to assume that Baltimore could let the 30-year-old explore the open market and link Isaiah Likely, who's only 25 years old, to an extension, but they didn't. And that's puzzling to me. Mark Andrews is old, and while he might be a really good red zone threat still, he still doesn't have the upside anymore that Isaiah Likely has. Isaiah Likely's in his prime. And then CBS comes out, and they start talking about the landing spots for Isaiah Likely. Well, they don't list the Denver Broncos on here, and I think that's only because the Broncos have Evan Ingram. The Kansas City Chiefs, boo. Tennessee Titans, Commanders, Patriots, boo. And the Philadelphia Eagles. So I look at this and I go, well, just because they're not listing this, as like a landing spot doesn't mean that there's no connection with the Denver Broncos. Because there is. Likely was scouted by the Broncos and previously said this offseason to be a great fit in Sean Payton's offense. The dude is 6'4", 245 pounds, and moves like Evan Ingram does. Well, what do we know about Sean Payton? He absolutely loves the Joker mold and that body type like a Jimmy Graham was. So let's just go back really quick. Let's rewind the clock. Here's what Isaiah Likely's numbers looked like last year. 42 receptions, 477 yards, 6 touchdowns. Again, I don't think this is George Kittle. I don't even think that this is like TJ Hawkinson. But this year, he's only played in 9 games with the lingering injuries and is still putting up half of the numbers that he should be. So I think Isaiah Likely is just hitting his stride into what he can be. And remember, all of these statistics are also sharing the field with Mark Andrews. But like I said, 6'4", 245, you can't ignore that. He's got that Joker body mold for the Sean Payton offense, and he's got second-level speed that allow him to stretch the field vertically in the pass game, something that Evan Ingram is not doing. Evan Ingram is a stick route, a drag route concept, a 5 to 10-yard tight end. Isaiah Likely plays a little bit differently than he does. And if you look at the Broncos depth chart right now, especially at the tight end position, Lucas Krull has been on IR. Nate Adkins has been injured this year. Adam Troutman, great blocker. Not the greatest, receiver, although I thought he played pretty well against the Washington Commanders, but I digress. So now I'm looking at this and I go, what could it possibly look like next year with some potential tight ends? Let's say you were going to keep 4 on the active roster. You got Evan Ingram, Lucas Krull, Isaiah Likely, maybe, Nate Adkins, and Adam Troutman. Well, out of these 5, I'm keeping Ingram for sure. I think I'm keeping Adkins for sure because Sean Payton loves him. I'd keep Isaiah Likely. So there's 3. Then you could take your pick between Krull and Troutman, and I personally take Krull over Troutman. So you'd have 4 tight ends, 2 of them that could absolutely block, and 2 of them that could stretch the field. That seems like a dynamic tight end room. It really does. And that's why I'm all for it in free agency. Now, of course, it's got to be for the right price. You're not going to go out and sign him to the deal that Evan Ingram got. You'd have to go a little bit lower, considering what you know now is that they don't view him like Mark Andrews, and he's clearly a tight end too. So could you go a little bit lower? Could you go $7 million? Could you go $8 million? Sure, maybe a 2-year, $15 million contract. I don't know what the numbers are going to equate to or what the Denver Broncos have in mind for free agency. That's a conversation for like February or March. But I do know this. If you had Isiah Likely and Evan Ingram on the same team, that is a dynamic and fluid tight end room. Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about this connection and why I believe it could work and maybe why it couldn't work. And we're going to bring up Evan Ingram as well. Before I do that, though, got to tell you about our friends over at Prize Picks. Holiday season is officially here, and you and I are making decisions about what to eat every single day, what gifts to buy, but there is one place where it continues to be good to be right, and that's with Prize Picks. They've got a brand new feature, Alert. They now have early payouts, so if your lineup gets off to a hot start and you're feeling a little uneasy about it, you now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. Is your fantasy season already over? My team is cooked, but with Prize Picks, I don't even have to wait until next year's draft. Prize Picks lets you play fantasy football every single week. Pick your favorite players and win when they hit their projections every single week. No draft required. And by the way, in case you were wondering, it takes 30 seconds to make a lineup. Super easy. All you got to do is download the app today. You pick your player, you're more or you're less on their stat projections, and then you'll watch your money multiply. Up to 2,000 times your cash this football season with Prize Picks. So download the app. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 instantly in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It is good to be right. The reason I say Isiah Likely fits really, really well with the likes of Evan Ingram is because I believe the Broncos' tight end room is not fully utilized yet. Sure, do we have a better talent in Evan Ingram than we had last year in 2024? Obviously. Is it complete yet? Not even close. Not even close. And this chart that I'm about to show you guys right here is the EPA, the targets share, the targets, percentage of tight ends this year in 2025. You will notice something. Evan Ingram is on the far left, and I kind of labeled this for you. So demanding a lot of targets and meh efficiency is far left with high. Come on, guys, is like they stink. They're awful this year. That's bottom left. And then you want to be in that far right upper quadrant right there. All around ballers. So you want to be with Dalton Kincaid, Sam Laporta, Tucker Kraft, Brock Bowers, Tyler Warren, who's an absolute stud, by the way. Evan Ingram, not exactly where you want to be. This is last year's chart with EPAs for tight ends and their target share as well. This is 2024. Notice where Isiah Likely is. Far right. Upper quadrant. So this is proving something to you. The Denver Broncos have an opportunity to go out and get a player for cheap, right? David Njoku is going to cost a lot more than this guy. I love David Njoku. I think David Njoku would be an unbelievable fit on this team. I will continue to beat that drum and try to get him on this football team. However, if the Broncos wanted to be a little bit more savvy with their dollar, and they didn't want to go out and spend for that, Likely is a younger version of Evan Ingram. Could you imagine if he had two Evan Ingrams? And here's the great thing. Isiah Likely, like you said, is 25. So he's still, Evan Ingram is what, 30? So now the conversation becomes, can you get Evan Ingram-style production from Isiah Likely for the next 3 to 4 or 5 years? Now you're really cooking with something here. And the Broncos are set to have so much more cap space in 2026 because that stupid Russell Wilson contract is officially off the books. And if you don't believe me, if you're like, Moose, this sounds great from you, but does anybody else agree with you? They absolutely do. Fans all over social media are clowning the Baltimore Ravens. People within the NFL are also asking the exact same thing. I found this on X right here for you. People within the NFL would not be surprised if the Ravens use the franchise tag on Isiah Likely because they know what they've got there. And his $15 million per year would be pretty high amongst tight ends in 2025. Now, here's the thing. You'd have to pay him top money in that franchise tag for a tight end 2. Ask yourself out loud, does that make sense? Does it make sense for a GM to franchise tag a tight end 2 and then pay him like top 5 tight end money? The answer is, of course not. So the likelihood is that Isiah Likely, giggity, and no pun intended, is that Isiah Likely is going to hit the free agent market. And then George Payton calls him up and he says, what's it going to take to get you in a Broncos uniform? Plus, I know Isiah Likely is going to want to play for a contender. Hello, Denver Broncos. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. If you made it to the very end of the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. Kind of supports the channel, gets more Broncos fans in here and ready to talk about Denver Broncos football. I'm on board with Isiah Likely. I think it would be great. I think it's a much cheaper version of Evan Ingram that you could go out and get. And then you've got 2 basically versions of the same player. One's just a little bit faster and can stretch the field a little bit more. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. A reminder to subscribe. Make sure you like that video. And as always, mile high salute. Be cool. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Mike, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. All right, we've got one more segment for you guys. One more. Our mailbag. Make sure, well, I think we have plenty of questions, do we not? How many questions do we have there, Mr. Producer? Let's take a look. We got a good amount of questions. All right, perfect. We're perfect. We're chilling. We're Bing chilling. Moose is the best. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. It's always nice to see kind words. According to Patriots fans, I'm delusional and embarrassing, but fuck them. I don't care. Except for Michelle. Michelle's good. I kind of like Michelle. She gives me shit, but it's all in good taste. It's all in good taste. You're still alive. It's funny. Yeah, let's do a little bit more. Let's do like 3 or 4, most likely 3, and then we'll go to that next. Okay, cool. Oh, there we go. Cool. Jackson Houston. That's a great question. I haven't even thought about that. MVP for the season or MVP of the Super Bowl? Well, obviously, it wouldn't be the MVP of the Super Bowl because they didn't play it yet. So that's a great question. All right, cool. We're going to break it down. God forbid white boy get a little motion. Timothy, I agree with you. I don't think they're going to add one. I really don't. I think Sean is completely content with what R.J. Harvey is going to be. I don't think they're going to add anybody. I have been banging the drum all day long for Jamal Williams. Please, for the love of God, go get him. Danny. Cool. All right, let's break down the mailbag here real quick, everybody. Shout out to you guys for sticking around. Here we go. Let's get into our Broncos mailbag. You're good. I could have my Gucci on. I could have my Louis Vuitton. Push it forward, brother. Broncos country, welcome into our mailbag episode. Questions from real Denver Broncos fans to another real Denver Broncos fan here on the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose, and before we get into the questions, we do have a game to talk about a little bit here. Week 14 matchup. The Denver Broncos travel to Las Vegas, Sin City, to take on the hapless Raiders. Max Crosby didn't practice today, by the way, at the time of this recording, so maybe he plays. Maybe he doesn't. It doesn't really matter. The Denver Broncos are a better team through and through. And if you're a major Denver Broncos fan, type those W's down in the chat because I want to see as many as possible so that we get the W over the Las Vegas Raiders. First question coming in from my guy, Jackson Houston. Shout out to Jackson. Who would be your Super Bowl MVP if we make it? So I'm going to take this question as who would be your MVP of the season heading into the Super Bowl game? And my answer, honestly, on offense would probably be Bo, right? Because of all the fourth quarter comebacks. So it got to be Bo Nix. Defensively speaking, it's either Nick Bonito or it's Talanoa Hufanga. Hufanga's been an absolute stud this year. The only bad game that he's really played was against the Commanders. And he was sick. Like, it was reported hours before. He was dealing with, I think, the flu. So I'm not even going to hold that against him. He didn't have his Michael Jordan flu game. Big whoop. So, Jackson, I would say offensively it would be Bo Nix at this point. Defensively, you could pick either between Nick Bonito or Talanoa Hufanga. Both of those guys have been absolutely amazing this season. And I don't think I've seen you on the channel as much, so I appreciate you getting in your question. Mr. Producer, do we have our next question ready to lock and load? There we go from our guy, Bubba Biggie. Who is your favorite guy on the team right now? I love them all. I really do. The funniest guy? Dude, I don't know. Pat Bryant's really funny. That's a great question. I love them all, man. I really do. I love every single player on this team. I think everybody's got the right mentality. Alex Singleton's a fan. I'm going to say Alex Singleton. I love Singleton. I think he's an absolute stud. I think he's a great football player, and I think he's a great man, too. So, great question. I love them all, but if I had to pick one guy that I'm specifically fond of right now, it would definitely be Alex Singleton. Michael coming in with his question. Moose, what's your last 5 games win-loss record? 4-1. I do think the Broncos will lose one more. Think about how hard it would be to win. If you won all of your games out, you'd win 14 in a row. That's insane. I don't know that the Broncos can do that. I think if they do lose a game, it would be to the Green Bay Packers. But 4-1. I think we beat the Raiders. I think we beat the Jags. I think we sweep the Chiefs. And I think we split with the Chargers. Week 18, their offensive line is completely decimated. So I'm going to say 4-1, and the Broncos end at 14-3 this football season. Low key. Will Bo Nix be the best quarterback from the 2024 draft class? Good question. Interesting. Okay. So let's just break this down from a 2024 quarterback standpoint. You had Caleb Williams drafted first. You had Jayden Daniels drafted second. Drake Maye was third, then Penix, then Bo, then JJ. And JJ sucks. 9? Yeah, right. So let's think about this. He's better than Penix. He's better than JJ. Right now, I think the question becomes, I think he's better than Caleb too. Let's go head-to-head. Honestly, I think it's between 2 guys, Drake and Bo. Jayden Daniels is really good, but he's also ridiculously injury-prone because of his slight frame. I'm going to go head-to-head right now. We're going to go and say it's either going to be Drake or it's going to be Bo Nix. Well, I got news for you, Broncos country. There's only one quarterback that has more wins than any of these guys. Bo Chapman Nix. 20 wins. Caleb and Jayden both have 14. Drake's got 13. Granted, Drake didn't start from week 1 last year. Jacoby Brissett did. Michael Penix only has 4. And JJ, well, he's got 2. So, there you kind of have it. I think it's going to be between Drake and Bo. Right now, Drake is playing better. You can't deny it. You can't argue it. Drake is definitely playing out of the best out of all 6 of those guys. But Bo Nix is also no slouch, and he's way more clutch than Drake Maye is. Drake's always playing with a lead because they play nobody. So they're always beating the shit out of every opponent that they play. Bo has played from behind and has the temperament of John Elway, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning. So out of those 2, I think those are going to be the 2 guys that are going to be the ones going forward. Before we continue on with more questions, by the way, I hope you answered that, or I answered that question for you. Got to tell you about our friends over at Brunt Workwear. My Marin design boots are sensational. right out of the gate, little to no break-in period. It was excellent, and they're also super stylish. So I can look great while also being kind of pragmatic about my workwear. And that's where Brunt comes in. They're just not about work boots, though. They offer a full range of high-performance gear built for tough jobs. From heavy-duty work pants to weather-resistant jackets, Brunt designs durable, reliable workwear to keep you protected and productive in any condition. Choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort or durability. If they felt great, they didn't last. And if they lasted, they completely wrecked your feet. With temps dropping and the holidays coming up, it's time to treat yourself or the hardworking man in your life to real comfort. Skip those throwaway gifts and get him something built to last. Brunt Workwear. Our listeners get $10 off their entire order with code CHAT at checkout. That's bruntworkwear.com and use code CHAT at checkout. Order today and let them know Moose from the Broncos Breakdown has sent you. One more time, CHAT at bruntworkwear.com. Christian, what team are you most scared to play in the playoffs? The Houston Texans. That defense is insanity. Like ridiculously good. Not scared of the Patriots. I'm not scared of really anybody. The only team that I'm actually like, they could give you a fit is the Houston Texans. Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. and that secondary is really, really talented. I do not want any part of those guys in the playoffs. If they make it, there's a chance that they don't make it. They have the Chiefs this week. I really don't want either of them to win. I hope they both tie. But, I mean, right now it's definitely the Houston Texans for sure. Michael. What's the percentage chance that we land Jettas in 2026? Let's see. Sauce Gardner got 2 first-round picks. Jettas is the best or second best at his position if you don't count Jamar Chase. 2 firsts, a third, and a fifth, probably. He'd get about 4 picks. I don't know that I want to part with all of that. There's plenty of wide receiver free agents that you can go out and get. Mike Evans is definitely somebody you can go out and get for a shorter-term contract. George Pickens is somebody that you could also get if you really wanted to be aggressive and go after him. Jettas is a hell of a player. I would love to have him on this football team. He's going to cost way too much. And plus, what is he making? $40 million a year, $39 million a year? The guy's making a haul. But he would be unbelievable. There's no doubt. Timothy. What fan base is more annoying, Kansas City or the Pats? Right now, it's the Pats. Chiefs fans are just down bad right now because, we're not good this year. But the Patriots fans are annoying as hell. We're so back, man. We're so back. You've played the sisterhood of the blind and deaf pretty much every single game. You got the Saints. You got the Titans. You played the Browns. You played the Giants. And the Giants were definitely not nearly as good. They had Scadaboo when we played them. They didn't have shit when they played them. Did you watch that Monday Night Football game? They had Jackson Dart, who had just come back from having his concussion. So the Patriots are just playing literally nobody. Absolutely. They play the Jets twice, and they play the Dolphins twice. Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? So right now it's the Patriots for sure. Michael, after Michael, we'll do one more there, Mr. Producer, and then we'll get on out of here. Moose, who needs to step up on the Broncos' offense and defense against the Las Vegas Raiders? Offensively speaking, I would love to see another great game from Evan Ingram. But I would also love to see if they activate him, a little Elijah Moore. A little shimmy in the slot there for Mr. Elijah Moore. Defensively speaking, I want to see Jonathan Cooper have a big game. I would love to see Jayden Barron get an interception. He's been really close a couple of these games, like this close. I think he actually had one. Didn't he have one against the Chiefs where it was a pick 6 and they called it back because of some bullshit penalty? I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to say Jayden Barron on defense, and I'm going to say Elijah Moore if he's activated on offense. Last one from Joran Peterson. Do we get a power back in the draft? Well, maybe I'll make a video on this. Jadarian Price in the 3rd round. Did you guys know? I'm going to flex my Notre Dame muscle here for a second. Notre Dame has the 2 best backs in the country. Jeremiah Love, who you're not going to get because he's going to go top 10, and Jadarian Price. And Jadarian Price is a freak. We know all about Notre Dame running backs here in Denver, don't we? Audric Estime. But I'm telling you, Jadarian Price is on a whole nother level than Audric Estime was. I've watched every snap of Jadarian Price's career and every snap of Audric Estime's career at Notre Dame. It's not even close. It's night and day. Jadarian Price is 10 times better. And there's a lot of people that are saying he'd go in the second or third or fourth round even. So I'm going to say the third. If you got Jadarian Price, dude, I don't even want to I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now. So, and he's definitely a power back. There's no doubt about it. Appreciate your question there, my friend. I'm going to make a video on that coming up here in a little bit. That's going to do it for us in today's episode. Thank you guys so much for getting in your questions from Broncos country to one Broncos fan. And as always, mile high salute. Be cool. You didn't press out of the live, did you? Okay, good. We're not done yet. Nope. No, you're good. Almost lost it there. All right, here's what we're going to do. We got 85 people still in the building. Yeah, we got to do the duck race. All right, we're going to do this. It is 6:13. We're going to give you 5 more minutes to get more super chats in if you want, and then we're going to do our duck race. I'm going to go grab those names for you, Mr. Producer. And let's get these names. There we go. There they are. I'm going to send you these real quick. These are going to be the names that you copy and put into the duck race, okay? There you go. Sent it over. Quack, 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 quack. What's up, Isaacs? Or Isaac. My bad. All right. If you are still in, 5 more minutes, now 4 minutes to get in your last minute super chats for the Champ Bailey signed jersey that was so graciously donated to us by an anonymous donor who, I wish I could say his name. He's a fan favorite of the show, but he doesn't want his name out there. He just wanted to donate about $100 worth of gifts, and we were able to give away a Champ Bailey laser autographed jersey. So if you want that opportunity, you got to get in your super chat with these deals that we've got right now. If you send in a 50, you're automatically entered. We only have 1 automatic entry so far. Everybody else has got raffle tickets. Couple more minutes. What's up, brother? Yeah, show that Champ Bailey jersey. Look at that bad boy. Ooh, yeah, that's sweet. Best cornerback of all time. Last couple of minutes, 3 minutes to get your last minute super chats in. And then we're going to quack, quack, quack. Beep, 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 boop, 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 boop. Look how cool this thing is. I would love this in my house. Unfortunately. Did you guys know my wife is not a Broncos fan? My wife is a Seattle Seahawks fan. She was born in Seattle. I was like, dude. 2014, I was like, I don't want to talk to you about it. Michael, he gets 1. Michael Ronquillo. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There he is. I was like, where does his name go? There it is. Champ is a boss. Greatest to ever do it. Period. Here, ducky, ducky, ducky. I can't believe Alexis. I mean, Alexis likes the Broncos now, but she's not like a huge Broncos fan. She still loves the Seahawks. Wah, wah. 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes and we'll get them in. 60 seconds, correct. 6, 7, 6, 7. There's James. All right, we're going to put up some of those super chats for him. Oh, I definitely put that on the wrong. That's funny. Funny me. James gets 4. Shout out James. Bye to the James. You can put up those super chats real quick. Michael coming in with the $2 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Nice, and thank you. And then James with a $10 super chat. That's 4 extra entries for James Linens. Love the content and the attitude that you bring, Moose. So happy to be a part of this amazing fan base. Thank you, James. Dude, you're a real one. I appreciate all the kind words. I really do. I can't tell you how much it means to me to be able to do what I love every single day and cover this football team. It really is an awesome dream come true. Isaac coming in with a $2 super chat. And then Colorado Cold with another massive super chat. Isaac. And then Colorado Cold is already automatically in, so he doesn't even get raffle tickets. He doesn't. But Isaac gets 1. Shout out to you, Isaac. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Ew. Your wife is a Chiefs fan? No. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Oh, well, you know what they say. Opposites attract, right? That's not good. Not good at all. All right, 75 people watching. Mr. Producer, can you load up that duck race for us now that it is 6:18? We're going to see who wins the Nick Bonito jersey. What's up? No more names. No more names for that one. That one is, yeah, the ones I sent you are the finalists. Cool. Duck race. Yeah, baby. You can push it across. Look at the Ducks. This is for Nick Bonito's jersey, by the way, not the Champ Bailey. Champ Bailey one we'll give away on Christmas. We'll give it away on Christmas. Shuffle it up to Buffalo a little bit. Nice. One more shuffle. Give it one more shuffle. All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, go. Now, here's the rule on this channel, Mr. JD. We do not start calling this race until we hit 30 seconds. That's the rule. It's always been the rule. It will remain the rule. We don't call these ducks until they hit 30 seconds. You just got to sit back and let the chips fall where they may. Not Drake may. Not quite. But now at 30 seconds, we have Dylan Williams in the lead. The Green Alien Duck is in first place, followed closely by Drink Z Diver. And Drink Z Diver now has a narrow lead, followed, of course, by a multitude of ducks coming in, all bundled up right there. John Emery now taking a quick lead, but that usually means a pulled hamstring in the last 10 seconds. Hey Gray is now very, very close to taking that first one. Joe Ruiz is up there and rocking and rolling. But then here comes Steven Steele. Mile High Steven Steele is our winner. Oh. All right. Mile High Steven Steele is our winner. Now, here's what I need you to do. Do you know how to pick do you know how to see the full list of the, first, second, and third? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this in mind. Mile High won, but Drink Z Diver and Dylan Williams are second and third. So in the event that he doesn't show up and claim anything, I'm going to make sure that either second or third gets in. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to that doc real quick. I'm going to highlight those names. Mr. Mile High Steven Steele gets red. And then Dylan Williams, he gets red. And then who's the third one? Drink Z Diver. He gets in. All right. Those are the three that you're going to have to, that I'm going to have to like figure out how we talk to him. Because I don't think he's here. I don't think he's here at all. But that's okay. That is okay because I'll talk to him on Sunday if he's in. And if he's not in, we can give that away to somebody else. But thank you guys so much for joining us today on Broncos Live. Hopefully you enjoyed the segments. I will see you all on Sunday for Broncos versus Raiders. Until next time, a mile high salute to you. Be cool.